English has been gaining greater importance for global communication. It is no longer just a library language, but a language of opportunities. A fairly high degree of proficiency in English and excellent communication skills enhance students' employability. English, as we feel, its demand is manifold. It is the only language that can be spoken at the wind of the world. Secondly, it is the only thread that connects or builds interstate relationships. It is the language that is known as the international language, and it has all the facets that builds the demand for our employability. But alas, we the people, we face a lot of impediments while practicing it, because the first problem lies that with, with our L1 or the mother tongue. All students want to speak, write, and read the normal accepted English of today. This can only be achieved by constant practice of existing forms with some rational explanation of the grammatical devices employed wherever this is possible. But learning grammar is essentially a very complex process, but mixing with people, communicating with them every day can enhance someone's spoken English. But how could it be possible? In the periphery, in the remote areas, it is never possible to communicate with the surrounding. So, for so many students of India who do not belong to the cosmopolitan towns and do not get opportunities to study in residential English medium schools. For them, we have planned to have some courses through this medium. And here, what happens if someone listens to it and internalizes the methodology, the definition, the theory, then he may develop a, an attribute to write something well and then to speak, maybe slowly, to speak something good. And thus, spoken English can be developed slowly in this method. Of course, when nothing is at all available, this method can help themselves develop their spoken English and written English as well. And it is a prescriptive method. While a prescriptive method is employed, the distant approach is that latter the prescriptive method will be embraced and all other functional methods will be employed. First of all, let us go to the very first chapter, the sentence. What it is? It is a combination of words that makes complete sense. And what is complete sense? We do not think of a sense like a paragraph. We do not think of a complete sense in altogether sense of a chapter, of a title. But a sentence is very implicitly maintains a complete sentence. If I say I eat, it completes. A ship went out to sea. It builds a complete sentence or implies a complete sentence, or we understand something completely. So this is a sentence. And the sense is not complete unless something is said about something else. So what happens? There may there must be a subject about something it must be telling something. And something mostly must be spoken about that particular part. So the first part about whom it is spoken is known as subject, and the second part, what is spoken, is known as predicate. Let us forget all those things. First come the thematic sense of sentences and how they can be divided. There are four types of sentences. We have been we have been reading it since we have been reading our own mother tongue too, mother language too. What are the four types of sentences? The first one is known as statement or assertive sentence. What happens here? It may affirm or deny. It may say something positive or say something negative, but which simply affirms or denies something is called a statement. Rama is a lecturer is an affirmative statement. Rama is not a doctor is a negative statement. But however, it is a statement. So statements are first type of sentences we see. The second type of sentences are known as desires. What happens in desires? There may be commands, there may be requests, there may be entreaty, there may be wish, there may be suggestion. All these things are spoken as desires, and nowadays people do not say this term, rather they say imperative sentence, and sometimes we can say orders. In the brand name of orders or imperatives, we find commands, requests, entreats, advice, suggestion, then wish. All these are known as imperative sentences, such as, "Oh, could you kindly give me your fan? Go there, give me the book, read it, write down." All these are known as imperative sentences. But the third type of sentences are known as questions, and we sometimes brand them as interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence means these sentences inquire about something and are called as such questions. We shall later read how many types of questions are there, but first of all we should know questions are a type of sentences. What are you doing is a question. Who is he is a question. What is your name? This is a question. Is it Rama? This is a question. But think of the fourth type of sentences. They are known as exclamations. That means here they express some sudden feeling such as pleasure, anger, surprise about something which has been said or done. So the exclamations, we most often use such type of exclamatory sentences. How wonderful it is! What a sad state! How kind of you! So these four types of sentences we come across every day thematically. When we think of looking at these sentences from a different aspect, we can see there are three types of sentences. Some are known as simple sentence, the other are known as compound sentence, and the third type are known as complex sentence. But later we shall deal with those. But first of all, let us complete this chapter by knowing what a subject is and what a predicate is. The word or words denoting the person or thing about which something is said is called subject. That means in a sentence, fire burns. Here, fire is the subject. A fierce fire burned down my house. A fierce fire is the subject. Rama is a boy. Rama is the subject. But subjects can sometimes be understood but may not be written. Go. Here we fill you go. That means you is hidden, just go is spoken. Thank you. What happens here? The subject I thank you. I is understood but not written. And sometimes in such sentence in exclamations, what happens? Some people say soaking. That means it is sucking. It is the subject. Well done. Oh, that was well done. That is the subject. So sometimes subjects are hidden, subjects are not written, and sometimes an introductory it puts the subject at the end. Oh, there is a tree on the field. There is a tree. The subject comes later. And here, the word or words which say something about a person or thing denoted by the subject is known as a predicate. And these two things bind the subject together or bind the sentence together and make a sentence. And in the first chapter, if we have discussed what is a sentence, what parts constitute a sentence, and then we have gone to types of sentences as per its theme, as per its understanding, and the structural division can make other types of sentences or sentences which can be understood in a different way. That will be dealt later. And here, let us complete this chapter and we shall go to the second part, what a sentence is and how many types of sentences are there structurally in our second session.